What's up, guys? I'm Chris Eaton, and welcome to episode 41 of You Little Snakes and the Fat Man there.
Alone, living in your head, a cell you built so well. No stories left to tell. You hide your pain away. You let your demons tear your life apart once again. I will not sit back and watch you die. You let your demons take away your family and friends. I will not sit back and watch you die.
Seriously? Are you not using Reptichip yet? What the f are you waiting for? Your aspirin and your paper towels are bullshit, man. Stop being an enemy of the environment and killing trees. Kill some coconuts instead. Reptichip is made from the highest grade of chip coconut available. Highest grade. It absorbs odors, it's a soft substrate so there's no fear of impaction, it's easy to clean, and it's 100% natural. With a bunch of products to choose from like Reptichip, ReadyChip, BabyChip, Microchip, and Reptichunk. Reptichunk, baby. They have a size chip that'll fit any of your reptile bedding needs. Reptichip is also the official distributor of Easy Hatch trays. Each tray holds up to 10 eggs and was designed with specific egg-shaped grooves to prevent and protect the eggs from rolling over. Another key feature of the Easy Hatch tray is that it allows proper airflow to the eggs while creating a physical barrier between the eggs and your substrate. Your eggs will stay clean and healthy, allowing for optimal hatching conditions. The chip, the trays, I'm sure everyone's seen the shirts. Be a part of the Reptilution. Head on over to reptichip.com and learn more about how these products could take your hobby to the next level. All right, here we go. The best and one of the only show circuits in the country to be back on the scene and just fucking crushing it. Herp's exotic reptile and pet shows. That is making it work, masks and all. Okay, the next few are taking place September 19th and 20th in Conroe, Texas. On October 10th and 11th in Waco, Texas. October 24th and 25th in Slidell, Louisiana. November 7th and 8th in Lake Charles, Louisiana. November 14th and 15th in Stafford, Texas. November 21st and 22nd in New Orleans, Louisiana. And December 5th and 6th in Austin, Texas. Oh, look at that. December 12th and 13th in Pueblo, Colorado. Get your ass out to a herp show. Don't complain about having to wear a mask and go buy some top quality shit from top quality vendors. All right, so last month was the Daytona show, the National Breeders Expo, and you know it was in Florida, so you know, fuck the virus and all. I didn't go this year. As a matter of fact, from the videos that I saw, not many people really did. On the videos I did see, no one was social distancing on the lines outside before the show. They were wearing masks. And that's more than I could say for what I thought Florida people would actually do. This show is not exactly packed with vendors anyway, but from what I saw, there were about 30 fucking feet in between aisles. And I'll admit I do like going to Daytona during this show, not for the show, you know, as most of you guys know, but to see all the people that I only get to see once or twice a year. But this year, it's just too chaotic. And Daytona is not the show I'm going to risk getting COVID for. Herps Conroe and Herps New Orleans, those are the shows I'd risk getting COVID for. Now, also, Tinley October is canceled, and I'm pretty sure that that's a state-mandated thing. And according to a lot of my friends in Chicago, no large gatherings are really allowed right now. but just last week, I think they did open some of the movie theaters in Illinois. So I might be totally wrong about that. Another Tinley cancellation probably does a lot more damage to the industry, because I know that there are certain breeders that make the bulk of their income for the year at Tinley. But honestly, breeders, friends of this show have been crushing it on Morph Market, and I'm hearing they're having some of the best months of their careers during the pandemic. Now, obviously, there's ways to do shows and do them right. I mean, look at Herps; they're doing it in their territories. But I know Sean is busting his ass to adhere to all the state and local rules. But he's proven that it could work. I'm sure Sean would agree with me that we want Tinley to be back up and running again, because Tinley it's like an institution. And again, the show is great, the auction is great, and getting to see my friends a few extra times, during the year is great. So if anything, I hope Potter and the guys get permission to have, a Tinley show again soon. I mean, seriously, fuck the virus, man. If you're not anywhere where shows are allowed yet, where you could pick and choose your shit from great breeders, right?
MorphMarket.com.
Are you looking for ball pythons? Boom, got 'em. Are you looking for boas? Boom, got 'em. Are you looking for geckos? Boom, got 'em. Are you looking for giraffes? Boom. No, don't got 'em. Morph Market is the largest gene-indexed inventory of reptiles in the world. This site has single-handedly changed the game of selling reptiles on the internet. Stop wasting hours of time creating and reposting ads. You could literally list hundreds of reptiles with pictures in seconds. Geckos to ball pythons to rainbow boas and literally everything in between. It's like having a reptile expo in your living room. Go check out Morph Market and become a member today at morphmarket.com. So this week on 15 Minutes of Lame, we have Jamie Cadile, like Fragile. No, I actually don't think that's right. It's actually Jamie Cadil from RC Reptiles. Man, we've been crushing it here. Corey Martin, Jeannie Bard, and now fucking Jamie. We are continuing our tradition of having hot-ass MILFs on the segment who actually know their shit. Probably a little bit better than a lot of the guys on the segment do. So here's 15 minutes of MILF. Here's 15 minutes of Lame with Jamie Cadile. Anyway, the hot chick from RC Reptiles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes and the Fatman proudly bring to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Guys, it's Justin and JKR. In the past few years, JKR has become the top source for these amazing animals. So Chris says we need to give back, so we're sponsoring 15 Minutes of Lame to support the new and upcoming breeders. Jump in here, let's hear your ideas. Maybe you can turn your 15 minutes of lame into 20 years of lame, just like JKR did. If you want to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Come get it.
15 Minutes of Lame!
All right, what's up, everybody? We have Jamie Cadil here from RC Reptiles. What's going on, Jamie?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good. I've been stalking your Facebook page, and we have had multiple hot chicks on this thing lately. And thank you for continuing the streak and not being a fat, dumpy, ugly ball python breeder like we all know most of the women are in this hobby. So I just want to give a quick shout out to the hot ball python breeders. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. So you know how this works, okay?
Yes.
We're gonna give you 15 minutes, and we're gonna just ask you about your shit, and we're gonna go from there, okay?
Yes, I'm here for it.
All right, the 15 minutes is starting now. So, question number one is the same question as everybody else. Like, why? What makes you so different that I can't? You're in Ohio, right? So, what makes you so different that I just can't call Rieger or call one of the 20 other python breeders within 5 miles of you guys?
Oh, you're gonna hate the answer, but we're small, we're family oriented. It's all about the kids. It's all about reaching, I guess, more family oriented buyers that might not be looking for, that big name snake. Where my kids have a big part of the business, so they are, the front leaders. They take the snakes to school, show off the kids. We're there to answer any questions from like people that might not be experienced, might not, know the question to ask or anything like that. But we're family oriented, so I mean that has a big part of it, and we try to make good snakes. You know what I mean? We're trying to better the hobby and not just do the same old, same old.
Gross. All right.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I was so prepared for that question, and I was like, man, what does make us different? And I was thinking about it. I was like, it's about everything everybody else ever says.
Yeah, the exact same thing that the previous 7 people have said. But
I know.
I was reading on your website, and it said you're comprised of 2 families.
Yes.
Okay, so what's that all about?
When we first got into the idea of even breeding, we actually found out a guy that we worked with, Bobby Ritchie is his name. He already kept about like 6 or 7 snakes, and he had thoughts of breeding back when he first got these snakes like 2-3 years ago. And that's who we bought our first ball python off of. And then we started that friendship and kind of grew from there and shared stories. And then all of a sudden, he was like, you guys are kind of rekindling what I wanted to do in the first place. And we just kind of, came together, and RC Reptiles was formed. So now it's my husband and I, and then Bobby and his fiance, Amber. And he has 2 kids around the same age as mine. And then they just had a 7-month-old baby. So, I mean, it really is, it's 2 families coming together to do this ball python thing.
Jesus Christ! So there's 5 children involved in this bullshit.
Yes.
So you're dragging them in early to this shit. Then,
if it wasn't for my kids, though, to be fair, if it wasn't for the kids, my husband would never let me bring a snake into the house.
Okay.
If it, they were the ones.
That leads me to so many other questions. Now,
okay.
What do you do, like for a living? Like, what do you work as?
We're all casino dealers, all 4 of us.
Oh no shit! You guys just got way cooler. Okay.
Okay.
All right, because I have a little bit of a problem, so that's good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now here's the other question: are you one of those women that were like, "Oh, my husband just makes so much money. I'm just gonna do ball python stuff for a living because I don't like going into work full time. I'm gonna deal with the snakes, and then I'll work 2 nights a week."
I wish it was for his money, but no. I do only work 3 days a week. But,
okay.
Yeah, but that's because of the kids.
But also, it probably is due to dick size, right?
I mean,
yeah, there we go.
I've been with him for 13 years, so
there we go. There has to be a reason that you're staying. Okay, all right. Yeah, don't you love how you talk about fucking family, and then I'm like, oh, dick size, yeah, fucking fantastic.
Bring it back to the real story,
let's
right?
Just bring it down to the fucking roots. Now, I also saw on your Facebook a fucking mess of fucking styrofoam popcorn in your living room, and I knew right away that's sea serpents racks, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is. That damn popcorn.
I fucking knew that.
That stuff, it drives me crazy, but I mean, it's always worth it whenever I get a new rack. Like, you know what I mean? I love sea serpent racks. We just now ordered our, I think 4th, 5th, and 6th should still be on its way. So
they do make a fucking mess, man. Now, how many snakes do you have? Like I saw a previous interview that you did, and you seem to have a pretty small collection, like under 20.
Right now we have like about 30 something, 35 or so that are either are breeders or growing up to be breeders eventually. Because we ended up holding like 5 back from the clutches we produced this year. So
Okay.
they're added to that. But I mean, they got, 2-3 years before
And how
we
long have
do
you been
anything with
doing
them.
this?
Our first clutch actually hatched of October of last year.
Okay.
So coming up on a year soon. Our first clutch was laid in October or in August. So
Okay.
about a year now.
Because I saw your website and I was like, oh, they're adorable. They're doing like the clutch records and, making sure that, every animal is accounted for. And that shit stopped in like fucking, what, May, right? Like fucking,
Right.
I was like, there
Well,
you
yeah.
go. You were cute up until then. But I get it. Now, the amount of money that you guys put into this whole thing, we won't. Well, yeah. Let's just include as far as what you know, as opposed to before you joined up with the other guy. Now, what's the dollar amount? Do you think that you put into this with show stuff and racks and animals and all that?
Well, this year I know exactly how much we have in it, only because I keep books on everything ever since we got it, because I filed for our LLC this year. So
Okay.
I know exactly everything we have in this year. Now, if you're talking before this year, a lot of that was really just us building our collection. So a lot of it was animals, but I mean, it's up there.
Up
This
there,
year
like,
I mean, not listen, no crazy amount, but I mean, I would say probably 15,000
okay,
probably involved in it.
okay. And how much have you guys made back?
Oh, you know the answer to that one. Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Everything that comes back to us, it goes out into another rack or another animal or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
that's another typical answer. It's like, well, it's a growth year, Chris. It's a yeah. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, okay? Why don't you just fucking not do a growth year and go out and buy an $8,000 animal from Justin? This way, when you reproduce it, it'll be worth 5,000, and then when you finally get the money, they'll be worth about 3,000. So,
Yeah.
what's I saw the animals that you had on Morph Market, and you tend to, like you said, be selling towards the family stuff. You're not selling $10,000 strangers or, $7,000 strangers. What?
Paydays or paycheck snakes, right?
Yeah, paycheck snakes, exactly. Yeah, $300 to $1,000, and that's
Right.
and the majority of my friends who have done that type of business model actually are more successful than the ones trying to do, sell $3,000, $5,000 snakes.
Oh, that's promising to hear. I like hearing stories like that.
but you got to do a lot of them. I mean
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. So, what's a yearly snake income that would make this worth it for you? Because obviously it's not worth it now.
Right.
So-
I mean, it is worth it in a way because like it's a hobby still. Like we still have our full-time jobs. It wouldn't take much to probably get me to leave work only because, who wouldn't want to just leave work and hang out in the snake room all day and say that's their job.
you pulled the typical hot mom and you're only working 3 days anyway. So it's like fucking, yeah, it must be so fucking stressful to have to
Listen,
go
those 3
into
days
work for
sometimes.
3 days. Yeah, I could imagine. Fucking, it
Those
must
3
be,
days sometimes, no, they feel like a vacation. Sometimes I want to get away from my kids. They're at that
Right,
age where
yeah.
it's like they're getting tired of me. I'm kind of getting tired of them. Those 3 days is kind of a nice break for me.
How old are they?
So, I have one that'll be 11 in next month, and then an 8-year-old. So
Yeah, that's torture.
2 girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally torture. So now, where is the setup? Like, is the setup in your house, or is it in an outbuilding on property that you own?
It's a bedroom.
It's
It's
a
in our
bedroom.
house.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, and what's the overall goal for RC Reptiles?
Just to keep building and producing better animals. Like, you know what I mean? We're trying, like this year we're working a lot of the recessive. So a lot of clowns. We produce some albinos. Probably start focusing on some hets and get some different stuff into them, and just growing and try and make better animals. We're not gonna, like you said, we're not gonna go out and buy $8,000 animal and then start mass producing it. But eventually, we do want to, add something that is newer, or just something that we can add to it and keep making better animals every single time. I don't want to keep doing the same thing.
Right. Well,
Build the hobby.
What's the dream snake right now?
Oh, my 10-year-old actually has her project, and this is the dream snake because she wants to make a Pompeii. That is her goal.
Okay.
I know, but she understands it's going to take her like 6 to 8 years, but she's building her pieces. Like, she's the only 10-year-old I know that surfs Morph Market, and just like, she looks for these pieces and she'll tell us when she finds an animal she wants, and she saves up allowances and stuff that she gets from family members for good grades and stuff, and she has her mindset on what she wants to do. So
you have to teach that fucking kid young that this is a waste of money. Like, don't be, save up for a car. Don't save up for a fucking snake. That's ridiculous. You are fucking perpetuating the belief into a fucking young one that they're gonna be fucking ball python people. You don't want them to be ball python people. You don't want to be a ball python person. I know you're gonna be like, yeah, I do, Kristen. But no, you don't.
Well, what if she waits the 8 years and produces it? I mean, could you imagine that feeling, being that age and saying, this is something I started when I was 10 years old with an idea of? Like, that's what I want for her. She's still gonna get a car. Come on.
You're institutionalizing this ball python shit into your fucking kids. Normally, how old are you? You can't be more than what, 35, 33?
Oh, 38.
38. Okay. Well, at 38 that, normally around 30, that's when your dreams get crushed, and the rest of your life is basically, married to a, casino worker living in Ohio. And that, okay? So why would you tell your daughter, like, oh, get ball pythons, because by the time you produce this Pompeii, you might be able to get $1,100 for it?
Listen, she's really smart.
Yeah.
She better do. She's gonna have a good side job, I'm hoping. But this is definitely something. If she wants to do it, I mean, that's awesome. She might be the next generation.
I know. I'm actually only fucking with you, but I do think,
Well, I know how you love kids, so I knew this would be a great great subject for you.
Yeah, they're the worst people in the world. Yeah. So, but now, what's your most expensive snake right now? Like, what are you working with?
We have an orange dream pied.
Okay.
He's going to a yellow belly het pied, so hopefully, some orange dream yellow belly pieds. We have a gravel yellow belly. I'm just thinking of our upcoming pairings, going to a highway, try to prove out the gravel. But I mean, a lot of clown stuff still. We have a lot of pied. We have an xanthic project that's hopefully by the end of this year, she's 2 size, but I don't know. I mean, she's sitting right around that 17, 18, but I'd like her a little bit weight. But I mean, it's just nothing too, I was gonna say, we don't have like a stranger. We don't have like, any big project that's barely worked yet. We're starting pretty level.
You'll sell 25 pieds before people will sell one stranger.
Right, and exactly.
So, that's actually not a bad way to go about it.
Yeah, and we're not, I mean, if somebody's going to go for a stranger, they're going to go to somebody they know is established, not somebody that started last year.
Right.
What I mean? So that's why these snakes that we're producing this year, especially the recessive, because, I mean, I love the recessive. I love pieds. I love the clowns. Just because they take some time and people appreciate them and they're like classic,
Right.
But as long as we get established and we have Morph Market and we have that going for a while and we're getting good reviews on there. So I figured by the time we're ready to make that leap and get that big animal and start making, those sought after morphs,
right,
then we'll have some backing behind us. If somebody asks, you know, in one of the FBI groups, has anybody done business with RC Reptiles? At least we'll have some backing.
You know what? Fuck that group too.
Oh, they're brutal.
They're a bunch of fucking assholes. And whoa, your time is over now. However, because you're hot, you get an extra 3 minutes. So
nice.
Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. We are on Facebook under RC Reptiles. You can find us. You can message us there. You can find us on Morph Market. Once again, RC Reptiles. And also, you can visit our website, which has a contact us form through there as well. And that is rcreptiles.net.
Did somebody have rcreptiles.com?
They did.
Oh. Okay. Now, we've already saw that you use sea serpents. What bedding do you use?
Oh, you're going to hate me again, paper towels.
Oh, well, I mean, that's okay. But, you know, the guy's house did just burn down. I mean, it would be nice to show a little fucking support. All right.
We donated an animal. We took part in the auctions whenever we had the chance.
All right.
I was very happy we were able to do that, because whenever all that stuff happened with Chase, we were just starting and we didn't have anything to do our part with, and you know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. And who's your favorite breeder?
Oh, right now, Ozzy or Bob Booze. The gray matters he put out today are amazing.
Yeah,
but probably
I saw that
Ozzy.
they are. Ozzy is a awesome friend of the show. So anytime it's Ozzy and, you know, the other big guys, it's all good. So,
yes.
Well, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. I understand that you went out of your house so that your kids wouldn't be around, because when I made my low-level cock, dick, and fart jokes, I didn't want the kids around to chime in. So
yes,
I appreciate that. But
as do I. Thank you.
Right? But
not too many.
I totally, you know, I love the fact that you took the time to talk to us, and you know, we're gonna have everybody vote on these things at the end of the year, and we're gonna see who is the most popular, and the most popular gets to do a 2-hour show. And honestly, I got to tell you, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk to one of you guys about for 2 fucking hours. You know? Oh, it's so different. I'm so different than everybody else, Chris. It's my passion. Shut the fuck up. It'd be great if I could just have them come on. They think they're going to do 2 hours, and then I just cut them off after 5 minutes. So, but anyway, Jamie, thank you again. I'm going to let you get back to your family, and I really appreciate it. And this will be out in a couple of days.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having him.
Okay, take it easy, Jamie.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes and the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Guys, it's Justin and JKR. In the past few years, JKR has become the top source for these amazing animals. So Chris says we need to give back, so we're sponsoring 15 Minutes of Lame to support the new and upcoming breeders. Jump in here, let's hear your ideas. Maybe you can turn your 15 minutes of lame into 20 years of lame, just like JKR did. If you want to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Come get it.
15 Minutes of Lame!
Cold-Blooded Cafe. Just frozen mice and frozen rats. That's it, nothing else. The highest quality mice and rats in North America, all born and bred at Cold-Blooded Cafe's home facility and fed exclusively Missouri Lab diets. Missouri Lab diets, people. These are the happiest and healthiest rodents in the country before we just flash freeze them and provide you with the freshest feeders in the industry. These are the fucking free-range chickens of frozen rats and mice. On top of that, Cold-Blooded Cafe is offering $30 flat rate shipping anywhere in the USA. Try and get $30 flat rate shipping on a goddamn free-range chicken. Won't happen. If you're not getting your frozen rats and mice from Cold Blooded Cafe, you're getting them from the wrong place. There's never a shortage here. Get your next order of frozen feeders from Cold Blooded Cafe at coldbloodedcafe.com and tell them that the Fat Man sent you. Man, we're really just fucking home of the good-looking breeders again, man. And a lot of them are from Canada. Believe it or not, fucking Canada. Terrence and Philipland. Mark Mandic, model. Billy Rose, pretty good-looking. Bairos Almeida, good-looking with his Joe Corbett look. Model with his Brooklyn hipster look. And Keri Schaale, model looks, in spite of being saddled with the Brooklyn hipster Bairos Almeida. However, he does gain points for having a cool Princess Bride name. My name is Bairos Almeida. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Here's my 1-on-2 with the KB Reptile people, Bairos and Keri. All right, so we're gonna get started here. What's up, guys? I have Keri Schaale, I guess. Is it Schaale? Hello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
My last name is Schaale.
Yeah. Okay. And Bairos' last name is Almeida or fucking some kind of Spanish name. You know.
Yeah, it's Almeida, but yeah.
Almeida. Oh, okay. All right. And you guys are in Canada, right?
We are. We're in Ontario, Canada. Not too far from Toronto.
You're in Mark Mandic country.
Mark's like about 3 hours ish away from us. So yeah, we're not too far from him at all.
Oh, and what about what's the name? Mutation, Billy? Creation. Yeah, Billy. Yeah. We're like maybe like an hour and a bit from him. So yeah, we're all fairly close. Gotcha. Okay. Now we don't know each other. Okay, this is the first time we're talking, and the way that I found out about you guys was, I believe I just started seeing you pop up in videos. I saw you pop up in like Barchek's video, and then in a Miguel video, and I was like, who is this fucking extremely average looking dude with this fucking hot girlfriend in all these videos? Like what's up with this, right? And then I'm like, fucking Canada gotta be pretty easy to get hot chicks in Canada, because fucking this dude's getting, so I gotta get this dude on the show just to kind of fucking figure out what's going on. So
100% right.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about you guys and how you guys met and who decided, who was into reptiles first. I got a feeling that I kind of know, but just what's the story with you guys?
All right, go ahead, Bairos.
So Keri and I met through a mutual friend almost 9 years ago now, or at least it's been
longer. Thanks for keeping track.
Just under 10 years, whatever. I don't keep track. It's about 10 years now. And we went out to a nightclub, and we were all dancing away, and she was with probably an uglier dude at the time, just like, checking out the scene or whatever. And we were both out of relationships at that time. And we ended up going home in the same vehicle with a bunch of our friends. And I asked her, I said, I'm going to look you up on Facebook, but I need to know your last name. So she said, it's Schaale. And I was like, oh, I know. I did a job for, actually, it's Huber Schaale. And I said, oh, I did a job for a Mrs. Huber. Would you be in any relation to this lady that lives on this street? And she goes, oh my God, that's my mother. And I said, there we go. It is meant to be that we are going to meet each other. So that led to a couple of phone calls and cheesy text messages. And we went out on a couple of dates after that. And I found out that she kept a few reptiles. And I thought, this chick is pretty hot. And she keeps reptiles, which I've always been interested in, but have never kept myself. So dating led to moving in together. One reptile led into, or actually a few reptiles led into a few more. And it went on from there.
So there, that answers your question about who kept reptiles first. It was definitely 100% me, and everyone always assumes that it's Bairos, but no, it was 100% me who's kept reptiles since I was like a kid. So
I honestly don't even really care.
yeah.
Did you guys fuck on the first date?
No.
Oh,
I
man.
tried, but she wasn't 100% sure of this other dude or me, and there was a bunch of other people in the vehicle, and the girls got dropped off before the guys did, so it just turned to one of those situations where I was guessing I was going to have to work harder than I thought.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Very disappointing.
It was.
Now, are you guys married now or no?
Oh shit! Sorry. No, we are not married actually.
Okay. And do you guys have kids?
We
yeah.
we have 5 kids, none together, but we were both married previously. So I have 3 kids from a first marriage, and he has 2 kids from his first marriage. So we have five kids between the 2 of us. Yeah, it's nuts.
The both of you are part of the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, 2 kids. I would believe me, I wouldn't fuck each other either on the first date.
No, there was no risk of another
No,
kid.
we're like-
Yeah. God forbid there
we're
was
like-
6. You know.
Yeah.
God damn.
Now, so I've been stalking a little bit. Keri more than Bairos, but still Bairos as well. And when did Bairos turn from corporate IBM Bairos into punk rock Motley Crue Bairos?
Oh,
Dude.
It's like it's probably been what, like 5 years ago or so.
So
And, yeah.
it started off with one of my other passions that I've always looked into but never owned was a motorcycle. So I thought by the time I was 40 years old, I was going to own a motorcycle. So when I bought my motorcycle, it was thanks to one of Keri's brothers that really hooked me up into the whole thing. And I decided I wanted to change up the GQ,
the white slacks,
the Facebook picture that you see, the hotspot wedding boy, to a little bit more of the big beard, change the haircut.
And let's be honest, your ex-wife would have never allowed this look.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the problem.
My ex-wife was a prude, and there was no motorcycle, there was no facial hair. It was always dressed a certain way. It was just, and that's why she's an ex-wife. So it just turned into one of those things where I decided this is something that I want to do for a while, so I'm going to keep the look going. And I'm telling you, I don't know, but at least I know the Canadian women love this shit.
Well, it is fucking night and day.
Yeah.
Like I had a look and I was like, is this this dude's brother maybe? Like fucking, it's like you were such like a fucking dorky looking fag, and fucking now you're like fucking Joe Hipster, man. Like fucking like you got that fucking tight jean ad fucking just dialed in right away. Like fucking I'm like, this is a guy that I'm not saying I'm crooked, but fuck, I would almost bowl you, dude. Honestly, it's like fucking, you're like a dude, like you're like a good-looking guy, and fucking, you're like you belong in Brooklyn, man. It's like.
I have pulled this off. I'm not going to lie to you. I've gone out to a few Christmas parties of Keri's business place and a couple of like other events. And people have come up to me and go, dude, you look like some really fucking badass. Have you done any time or anything? I have one tattoo, but in the winter Christmas parties, I wear like long sleeve dress shirt, dress pants. And I'm like, dude, I am covered from neck to toes in fucking tats. And I have done some prison time. And they're like, yeah, man, I can see it. Man. I wouldn't fuck with you in the street. Meanwhile,
that's not Bairos at all.
I haven't picked a fight in years, man. I haven't picked a fight since university days almost. I'm a pretty all right guy.
Well, and now, like, how old are the both of you? Are you the same age or?
No. Dude, I went for a younger piece, man. I'm 46 and Keri's 37.
Oh man, you got it fucking dialed in. You hit the jackpot with this shit,
dude. I'm telling you, I changed the look. I went for a younger woman, and here I am.
I just came with baggage. That's the only problem.
Yeah,
I came a lot of baggage.
Yeah, she had some baggage, but it was worth it.
Yeah, but really, like, Kerry's baggage was only one more bag than your baggage.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
It was only a little bit of extra weight when I was carrying the bag.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Now, what do you guys don't do reptiles full time, right?
No, it's taken up a lot of time, but we don't do it full time. I have a full time job. She has a full time job. So yeah, it is our hobby / part time jobs.
And what? First of all, what's the age range of the kids?
So yeah, so they are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
really? Like, what do you just? It's just like, oh, I love being pregnant so much that as soon as I pop
You
one
know,
out, I'm
like,
gonna get.
seriously, my kids. Oh shit, my kids are like my first two are only 11 months apart, and then I had one 18 months after that. So it was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, they're all just one right after the other.
And
It's
quite
ridiculous.
honestly, the only reason why I dated a woman with kids initially is the kids had to be around the same age as mine because I wanted interests and hobbies and growth to be the same. I didn't want to date a chick who had like teenage kids while my kids were still young, and I also didn't want to date a girl that she had a newborn baby or anything. I wanted to make sure.
That was just an excuse. You just wanted to hook up with me, and that's that.
Well, okay, well, at least
Yeah,
my
yeah.
story sounds a lot better, at least.
Dude, seriously, you would have fucking hooked up with her if she had 9 kids. All right.
Quite
Okay,
possibly.
all right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Fucking. Oh my God. So okay, now that's horrible. By the way, that you have 5 kids between. Do they all live with you?
Well, yeah, mine are with me pretty much full time. Bairos is like half the time, so yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I get
not-
my kids 50% of the time. Keri has her kids a lot more.
Where does the sex happen, or does it not happen after 10 years?
You know,
No.
it's we got really good locks on the bedroom doors,
Yeah.
and
And then
kids
there's
just know not to come knocking. That's all.
yeah, they know if things are dimmed light and quiet and
Just
music's playing,
don't talk to us.
don't bother us. Don't. Yeah, and then that reptile room, snake room
Hey,
downstairs has
magic
always been
happens in
good.
there sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that.
And these expos, don't pretend these expos are all for us just to go and see snake people, man. Hotel sex, elevator sex,
Oh,
Yep,
that's the best.
that's right. Got to do it. Hotel sex
Yeah, you gotta do it.
is the best sex. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
wh-
Someone
wh-
else's bed, someone else is taking care of the mess. That's it.
What kind of dog is interrupting here?
I know. We
So-
have a Great Dane puppy, and he's trying to go after our little Yorkie cross. So I
Yeah.
apologize for the growl.
We decided it was a great idea, besides kids and dogs, to go ahead and get a puppy during this whole thing. And right now is his normal playtime before he shuts down for bed, and he's going after the other dog right now.
Did the giant dog ever try and fuck the small dog?
You know what? Right now, he tries to pretty much.
He
fuck
humps
anything,
almost
actually.
everything. I think he's watched me for sure, because he's put in some stellar moves this evening.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, now, what do you do, Barris? Like you work for some kind of fucking corporate company, don't you?
No, you know what? Believe it or not, during this whole pandemic, my job just changed. So for the longest time, I ran a family flooring business. I was the manager, salesman. So I did do a lot of corporate. I did do a lot of clients. I did do a lot of sit-in meetings and stuff like that. And my new job now, believe it or not, is in the pet supply, reptile supply business. So I actually started working for somebody who has a wholesale distribution of reptiles and pet supplies.
Oh, all right, that's not a bad
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all, man.
And what about you, Keri?
I actually work at a vet clinic, so I run some. They also run a rescue out of the clinic, so I help with adoptions out of there, and then just work at the front desk. And yeah, so we still, both of us work in with animals, which is awesome. And I actually just recently started that job too, because I was at a job that I freaking hated before COVID hit, so it was a good opportunity to sort of. We made a change into something that we're passionate about, so it worked out well, so.
And I'm not like familiar with Canada, so
Yeah.
are you guys? Do you guys just do ball pythons, or do you do a bunch of other things also?
So we breed mostly ball pythons. We also have some Chihuahua geckos that we work with, but we do like we keep a lot of other shit. We've got iguanas, tegus, Savannah monitors, tarantulas, different chameleons, geckos, all sorts of stuff. And we do a lot of like educational shows as well. So we do like the birthday parties and community events, libraries, day camp, shit like that. So we do that with the animals that we just keep as pets or ambassador animals, if you will. But then we breed mostly ball pythons. So
Okay.
yeah.
And are you guys like out doing the shows, or I mean, not now with COVID going on,
Yeah.
but prior to COVID, were you guys, trying to do the reptile shows and just being all, fucking all like stupid,
Yeah.
fucking hoping to God you make $300 for the day type of fucking
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah, so we actually we do vend at our local shows, but at Bairos and I actually host the Canadian Reptile Expos as well. So it's pretty cool. We get to go to all the shows. We travel across mostly just Ontario and then to Quebec. So we actually, we just basically go around chatting to people, interviewing them, learning about whatever they're selling, whatever type of animals that they're into, and just sort of promote the Canadian hobby. And it's been super fun. We've met like a ton of awesome people, but we do actually vend at those shows as well. We have people that come out and help us run our booth, and it's been awesome. And then of course, like the US shows, which we absolutely love, we just go out to meet people, to network, to socialize. I mean, we're always hanging out with Miguel, so it's always a fun time, lots of partying going on, but we love it.
Well,
We miss it, but yeah.
you guys were present for the bull ride.
Bairos rode a bull.
I rode a bull for that whole second and a half, like most of my love life. I rode that bull, brother, like there was no tomorrow.
I did not see video of that. I just saw the 0.189 seconds that Miguel rode. That Miguel's bull stepped out of the cage and tossed him off.
Yeah, you know what? I think mine may have lasted 0.23 or 0.023 seconds longer. But Miguel, Little Harry Wang, myself, and Jason from JH Pythons rode those bulls. And there's a video of it. So one of our YouTube videos will have the bull riding clip in it. But yeah, we all took a turn and went for a ride.
Well, the Harry Wang, I heard, crushed all of you guys.
Harry
was
Harry
awesome.
killed it. But you know what? That's an unfair advantage. That little fucker is only 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Center of gravity, the guy's got abs. Center of gravity kept him in there. The rest of us, older, out of shape guys, there was no chance, man. That thing took off, and it was like we weren't going to make it.
I believe me. When I first met Harry, he looked like a GI Joe figure, because he just came straight from work and he was all dressed up in fucking fatigues and shit. And this motherfucker was fucking 3'9" and fucking 45 pounds. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And he's probably one of he's one of the guys that gave me hope for the hobby.
Dude, we love that. We love that guy. Kerry's in a little reptile degenerate group with Miguel and Harry and a bunch of guys. And I'm telling you, if a couple of days goes by where we don't talk to Harry, we miss the guy. He is freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's a fight. He's like he was gonna be the next Asian Eminem. So fucking
Yeah, it was
what is it? Oh
shit.
my God, we
It's
can't
like
forget it.
Little Romeo.
Little Romeo.
Yep.
Little fucking Romeo. That's who he was supposed to be.
Now, do you let your wife into these fucking groups where these fucking dudes are undoubtedly hitting on her fucking all the time?
Bairos isn't even part of these.
I'm not
groups.
even. So this is where it gets worse. So I have to trust these guys, which I told them all. If I ever read a message that I don't like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of every single one altogether. It doesn't matter. So they respect that. But yeah, no, you know what? Keri and I have that kind of relationship. When we first started this, I said, whatever people want to communicate with you and whatever people want to communicate with me, there has to be 100% trust, or we're going to both be exes to somebody else in the future. You know what I mean? Or you know, I don't want it that way. So I trust her. I love those guys that she's in the group with, and they have a blast. And I hear some of the shit. It gets freaking dirty and whatever, but I know it's all in good
But
hearts.
they actually don't hit on.
They don't hit under that much.
No, not at all.
That much, all right?
Yeah.
It's mostly Matt Byram, anyways. And
Yeah.
and
Most of the old guys like Matt.
It's so you guys were down at Barchek's recently, right?
right before COVID hit,
before
or right
COVID,
during like that weekend that the shit hit the fan. We were there, yeah.
And what's some American shows that you guys go to?
So we go to all the Tinleys, October and March. So we love to go out there. We've been to the Texas show, the Arlington one. We went to Pomona when it was, or we went to California when it was Pomona. We missed the Anaheim one. But yeah, those are basically our shows. We try to make Texas once a year. We try to make both Tinleys, and we try to get to California if we can.
Yeah, the Texas ones, I mean, we just have the most fun down in Texas because the people there kind of get the show.
Yes.
And we have more fun down there than we have anywhere else.
Yeah.
But so how far is Barchek from you guys? Because you guys are probably pretty close to him, right?
Yeah, so it's actually embarrassing. We didn't know this till the first time we drove there because we thought, for some reason, we were naive and thought everything in the U.S. was far from us. But Barchek is about 3 hours and 15 minutes from us. So we've actually visited his place at least a handful of times, if not more, and been to his, grand opening of the Reptarium 2.0. And, when he had his 1 year anniversary, we've gone for a couple of other occasions. And then we went on a road trip to him to the Wisconsin, to the zoo out there. And we had a blast with him, just him, Keri, and I, and his camera guy, Jay, and his wife. And we just went out and enjoyed a freaking crazy weekend.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy, man. I really like that dude. And in Texas, obviously, you guys fucking hang out with JT, right?
Yeah.
We didn't actually hang out with JT as much as we would have liked to have when we were there, believe it or not. But
yeah, he was a busy man, and then but Texas, we had a few events going on. So Earl from Lone Star, we went to go visit his place. He's been really good to us since we started in this hobby, and we got to visit Matt Byram, and then of course a couple of nights of partying, and then talked to JT and did some Rep the Chip talk and stuff like that. So it was probably one of our favorite shows that we went to. It was actually the first show that we ever took one extra day and just stayed and drove around Texas a little bit to see it.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What else? Now, what do you guys do? You guys have a lot of fucking animals, right? I mean, how many animals would you say you have in the house right now?
Oh, that's
so it's funny because like I'm always like, oh, like the ball pythons, I always think of like one like entity, you know what I mean? It's like, there might be 250 in that room, but like I never really think of them as like individual like pets or whatever.
Yeah.
But we've got, as far as reptiles, like I don't know, probably 50 other reptiles,
30,
maybe.
Yeah, 30 to 50 different reptiles, depending on how many different ones you count of the same species.
Yeah.
Then we have 3 dogs, 3 cats, 5 parrots, a bunny rabbit, chinchillas.
Those are my daughters, though. Those are her.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything, dude.
And sugar gliders.
Gliders.
Yeah, we have a lot.
And do you guys have a giant fucking house that you keep all these things in, or do you have like property with outbuildings and shit like that?
So you know what? That's the goal. We don't have a property with outbuildings, but we need to get there. We have everything well organized. I'll just say that. Whatever space we have available, and honestly, like, I mean, our whole basement is like reptile business stuff. So pretty much everything is down there. Obviously, the dogs aren't, clearly, and the birds aren't, but I mean, it all fits. Our house isn't huge, and especially, I mean, there's 7 people living here at sometimes, but we have it well mapped out. It all fits.
And to be honest, those teenage kids have now become our greatest asset in this. So we don't hire anybody to come watch the house. We don't, ask we shouldn't say that. Keri's parents live across the street and a few houses down, and our neighbors next to us are amazing people. So they'll come over. They have keys to the house. They'll come over and, check on the dogs and make sure everything's okay. But our kids actually take care of all the reptiles for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They've learned, check misters, check lights, check food, check
Yeah.
spilled
It's
waters.
honestly, if it wasn't for them, like these
Yeah.
weekends away would almost be impossible. So
Yeah.
we're lucky that way. Child work, we pay them very little, just like here's a, extra food or whatever. It's perfect.
Oh my! Now, what do you guys do when you're not taking care of animals? Like what's a fun thing that you guys do?
So I still play competitive soccer. I enjoy it. I've been playing it since I was 4 years old. I also still have my Harleys. So Keri will jump on the back and we'll go.
We actually both have Harleys.
We both have Harleys, but Keri doesn't ride hers anymore due to some medical stuff. So she'll jump on the back of mine and we'll go for a tour for the day. We'll go up to the beach.
Yeah.
We'll go to a restaurant, go grab ice cream, whatever.
I'd say that's probably our biggest getaway, is just hopping on the Harleys and just going out for a few hours.
Right.
But other than that, like I also work at a gym, so that's a nice outlet for me, for sure. It sucked with COVID obviously being closed, but I, do that. And other than that, I think it's pretty much.
Yeah, the rest of it is home life.
Yeah, that's it. if we can escape for a couple hours on the bikes, it's perfect. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, let's just talk ball python bullshit for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's your top? Well, you know what? We'll talk about that after. But what's your top project on the ball python end?
So we love the Ultramel gene. It is one that we got involved in by chance, a friend giving us 2 head Ultramels. We hit a couple of visuals.
Several years ago.
Yeah, several years ago when we started, saw these orange snakes come out and thought, these things are awesome. And at the time, there wasn't a shit ton of people working with it. So we thought it was our opportunity to jump on a very nice recessive project. We like the clown stuff, genetic stripe stuff, hypo. We've got our hands in a couple of different things for sure.
But I think definitely Ultramel and trying to add it into a bunch of other like genes is definitely something that we're trying to work towards for sure.
Well, and what's your production on ball pythons per year?
So this year was our biggest season, and we don't, I hate saying it like that because people probably do this in their first month, but we're going to hit 24, 25 clutches this year. So for us, that's a big amount. Again, we started off our first year with, I think, 2 or 3 clutches, and every year decided instead of trying to jump to, 100, we were going to do it in steps of maybe 5 or 6, just to make sure we have the ability to sell all the babies. We have the room to do all this. We have the means to take care of everything. Because if I'm just producing a bunch of shit and it's sitting in racks forever, it's no good and I'm not making money. So we've stepped it up gradually, realized that, it's not a race. Let's put it that way. We're just going to take our time and make it when we make it.
We've also kind of changed directions a little bit with what we're working with and where we want to take certain projects. And like a lot of new people, we just bought a lot of shit in the beginning that is completely useless now. So we've definitely I shouldn't say useless. For us and our projects it is. So, we've tried to revamp that a little bit and change our direction. So now I feel like we're in a place where we have a better focus and what we want to work with. So this year for us was about making some heads, about adding, different genes into different projects we're working with. So this year was a good year as far as that is concerned. But not a huge number of clutches, but good ones. So for us, it's matters.
What's funny is that every fucking ball python breeder that's not Justin or Ozzy, they're all telling me oh, this is a building year, Chris. It's just a fucking building. Yeah, shut the fuck up, okay? Nobody gives a shit about your fucking triple hets that nobody gets, that nobody hits on for 20 years, okay?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to talk money now for a minute. And you guys have probably been doing this for years, obviously, right?
I guess we're this 5 years.
Yeah, this is our 5th year.
Okay. As far as the ball python breeding, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's just let's just focus on the ball pythons and not the 800 other animals that you have in the house.
Yeah.
But amount of money put in versus amount of money made. Give me a number.
Oh shit. We try to avoid that number at all costs.
We actually don't speak those numbers.
We're like, we don't even talk about it. It's honestly, it's I don't know a figure. I probably wouldn't even be able to guess, but I'm gonna say it is way more money put out than what we have made at this point.
Yeah.
But
we're getting closer to bridging that gap a little bit, but we're still more invested than what we've made 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to get away that easy. So let's say
I don't even know. I'm trying to think.
but I'm going to guess maybe like 200,000 put in over 5 years, because I'm looking at your background stuff here, and maybe 11,000 back.
It's, you know what? It probably wouldn't be too far off from that.
The 200 might be high. We got very lucky in a couple of different.
But let's think of like everything we put into it.
Oh,
it could be upwards of that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. I'd say 150 for sure would be safe.
And I mean, if we've made 11 back, we're laughing.
Yeah.
So you know, but I mean, we love it, and I'm like, well, whatever. You know what? Like, just keep plugging away, and there's awesome.
The reason that I ask everybody this is because I'm still seeing people investing $100,000, $200,000, knowing that they're not going to make that back.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a bunch of people who really think they're going to make that back, and it just doesn't really happen. I mean, obviously the cream always rises to the top, right? So the top guys will definitely make it back. But the top guys have been doing this for fucking 25 years. You know, people that think that they're gonna make $100,000 a year in ball pythons after 2 years, they're just mistaken.
It's ridiculous. We actually laugh at, you know, we hear that, and we were told once, you know what, invest $30,000 with me, and I'll be able to like triple that for you. And we're just like, you know what? No, like that's not gonna. We're not stupid, you know what I mean? Like, and we know, like I say, we've invested a shit ton of money and haven't made a lot back, but we know that's how it rolls. We're minuscule, and as far as like, you know, ball python breeders go, but we do it knowing that this is the way that it happens. And hey, one day, if you know things go our way and we start making our money back, then great. But you know what? We are not in it to make money quick or make money really like at all. Like, I mean, we want to make money, obviously, and who doesn't? But I mean, that's not our like focus at this point. Is we love the hobby, we love the people, and you know what? If, like I say, if one day we can start making something out of it, then great. But I mean, it's just not realistic to think you're going to make like all that money back like off the hop.
I find it hard to believe that you love the people. I think that you love the hobby.
I don't.
Okay?
I love some of. Let me clarify. Let me clarify, Chris. I love some of the people.
Yes, that's a better statement.
You know who has to love all the people, Chris? It's me.
Yeah.
Keri says, you talk to this, you talk to that person, you do this, you do that. She likes a few people.
I have my people that I love, and then you love the rest. I have the rest.
Yeah.
But when you get a call and somebody's offering a payment plan on a $300 snake, and then they end it with, when you finally concede and they say, okay, I'm going to check with my wife and get back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
That is 90% of this hobby.
It is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And the 10% of the hobby that donates to JT and donates to Chase and do things the right way. That's not a big pool, okay, compared to the amount of people in the other section of the hobby.
Yeah,
and,
it's a staggering number.
Yeah, my goal is to have the 10%, like me, and I could give a fuck about the 90% that don't, because I get messages every week like, you know, I used to hate you because I thought you were an obnoxious asshole until some guy offered me an 18-month payment plan on $1,000 snake. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's you know, so people are slowly beginning to get it, I think, and but that's a long and roundabout way of asking, like, what's your end game with this?
Ideally, like, so between the ball pythons, the stuff that we do with the education, I mean, we are the Canadian distributors for Reptichip, which we love.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I ideally one day it would be amazing if even one of us could back down, and it would probably be me, just because Bairos's job is a little bit better than mine. But if one day one of us could step back and focus on doing this full time and be able to financially do that, that would be awesome.
Do what full time? The ball
Like
pythons or just
everything, like the whole, like our reptile business as a unit, whether it be, like I said, the educational stuff, the Reptichip, the ball pythons as a whole. If we could just one of us do that full time and not have to worry about that extra job, or like in my case, I work 2 jobs plus the reptiles. That's kind of our end goal. Just we end up doing KB Reptiles, something that we are passionate about, and be able to just do that for ourselves and just kind of run with it.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I let you get away with it the first time.
Yeah.
But we don't use that word here, okay?
What's that?
Passionate.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so passionate about. Yeah. Okay.
I,
All right.
but I am
Keri
about the
gives-
reptiles.
Keri gives. See, do you notice who gives you the most popular, well-spoken answers? It's Keri. I would have told you flat out. It would have been, yeah, we would have wanted to run the business, make money, breed some animals, do the educational shows, and then I would have stayed at my job because it involves reptiles and it involves a lot of connections in that hobby. It only made sense that I stay where I am and Keri does this full time. And
But I do love the animals.
Passion.
I would rather be working with the animals than with people. Okay.
Passion's a word I use for intimacy.
Okay. Well, I'd rather be doing something I like than having and working with our animals and what we do than having to deal with all the people that I have to deal with currently. Okay.
No. I could definitely, I definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Now in Canada, how big it? Like, obviously, it's not as big as it is here.
Yeah.
You know, as far as reptile shows and, you know, and what kind of, like, you do birthday parties and shit like that, right? Now, what kind of insurance do you have to get that, you know, because what if fucking something bites a kid or a kid is fucking poking at it?
Yeah.
So it was
So
the first
it was
thing
challenging.
we did was find insurance before we ever started a party, a school, because we visit schools too, especially near the end of the years where the schools have a surplus of money and they want to spend it.
Right.
That's our busiest time. We go and visit school after school and do shows, but it was hard. And I'm telling you, it was hard to find someone willing to insure that risk. Something getting bit, a kid starts to bleed at school, somebody, you know,
And you never
shits
know.
their
Like
pants.
these are friggin' animals. Like,
Right,
you can't
right. That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
we found a company that was willing to insure us. There was a $2 million liability on it. Like, we covered our asses.
We have
And
disclaimers. We took it to a lawyer, like the whole 9 yards.
We
were
have
like,
all the paperwork so that when schools, because every good facility will ask us for our paperwork.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? They want to make sure that we're covered. The birthday parties, we just normally have to say it, and the parents are good with it. They understand the risks.
any public event, I mean, we got to make sure that we have all of our.
So we're
ducks
covered,
in a
and we
row.
pay. I'll tell you flat out, we pay $1,400 a year for that insurance, and we make that back normally in the first 2 to 3 months.
Not even.
Oh yeah, I would think that the
Yeah.
schools and the educational part of it would be a big,
Oh, yeah.
a big successful thing.
Yeah, it is.
And especially with animals like fucking turtles and ball pythons and bearded dragons, you run a very low risk there of anything actually happening.
Yeah.
But I know people here that do it that they pay a lot more than $1,400. I think that you guys fucking hit gold with that.
Yeah,
you know,
we did, and it was just a small. Yeah, like honestly, that's when we found these people that are willing to do it for that amount, because we were thinking it was going to cost us a hell of a lot more money to have that, you know, and so we're like done, like, you know, and it was crazy because it took us like 2 years pretty much to find someone to actually friggin' insure us, and then when we did, that's the number we came back at. We're like fucking done, like sold. So
lock me in for 5 years.
Yeah, seriously. Now,
so we lucked out that way. Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, like Keri especially, right? You're working 2 jobs and you're taking care of all the shit. Or Bairos is probably helping you, but Keri's doing the bulk of the work now, right? Okay.
Well,
there we go.
It's a good 50-50 split.
Yeah,
so Keri, I will openly and honestly admit this as a man. Keri does the bulk of the housework with the kids. When I come home, go straight to the basement and start working on animals. So Keri and her daughter spend 1 full day a week on her day off cleaning all the ball pythons, because like we said, it's 250 of them. They change all the rep to chip out when they do full cleaning. Otherwise, they spot clean it, change the waters, everything. I'll go back for the rest of the week and spot clean, change waters, check all the other animals, feed them, everything else. So we split that reptile work probably, 60-40, 50-50.
And honestly, like Bairos said, like especially my daughter, so she's the only girl out of the 5 kids. So we've got 4 boys and 1 girl, and she busts her ass off down there. She makes, crested gecko food. She's cutting up, freaking vegetables and shit for the iguanas and stuff. So she's 13. She's probably like our biggest help, and really cuts down on our time. But yeah, like I work 2 jobs. Bairos works crazy hours at his job, but we just, sometimes it's like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like, oh shit, okay, like time for bed. Yeah. But it is what it is, right? Like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So
now, is there an animal in every room of the house?
No. You know what? So we were lucky. We built the reptile room this year, actually last year, and we were able to fit with proper spacing and racking and everything most of the reptiles in that room, except for the iguanas, the tegu, the big savanna monitor. We have specialized enclosures still downstairs in the basement. It's a fully finished basement. They have bigger enclosures out in the main area. And then all the ball pythons and a couple of the smaller colubrids and different snakes are in the snake room area. The parrots, all the 5 birds, are in what we call our aviary dining room. So it's a formal dining room. We don't use that much. We all sit at the kitchen table. So that dining room has now been converted into like I said, an aviary. And the dogs and cats free roam the main floor in the upstairs.
So yeah, most people, and it's funny because like we'll have company over or whatever, and they're like, oh, like where are the snakes? I'm like, well, what are you expecting? They're not just like fucking like roaming around the house freely, right? And I don't know why people always have that, especially when people aren't like in the hobby.
Right.
So most people are always like shocked that you come in and you don't actually see that we've got this like massive collection of animals. So we keep it, like I say, it's organized.
Yeah.
And now the house, is it in a residential type neighborhood or is it more of a rural? Oh, okay.
No, it's in a residential area, but it's an older neighborhood. We've got like big properties. We like back onto a conservation area. So it is a residential neighborhood, but it's
not one of those new builds. So in Canada, we refer to the new builds as like, I'm shaking my neighbor's hand through the kitchen window.
Yeah. Right.
We have a little bit more space. We have bigger yardage. We have the older trees. Like it's a nicer fit for what we want to do. Knowing some of the friends we have who just have these new builds, which is great, nice, beautiful homes, very modern, but we couldn't keep the animals in those situations. There's just it's not a functional space.
Right. No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
All right. Now we do a segment called No Bullshit.
Yes.
That you're basically just gonna ask or just answer the questions without even thinking about it. But fucking, if you guys have heard this before, you probably already thought about it. But all right, so let's let's do this. Hold, please.
No bullshit. No bullshit. Leave your bullshit at the door.
All right, Now here's time to kiss a little ass. So
Yeah.
who's and this question, all these questions apply to each of you. But
Okay.
your favorite breeder?
Always evolving pythons.
Don't steal my answer.
I want
Man.
to say it before you.
We are just fucking sucking Miguel's dick.
No,
right.
Miguel's my boy though. He's like my brother. Okay, well then Brian Barczyk.
Oh man, that's honestly one of the first times that Brian got called that.
Yeah.
Miguel is, I fucking love that guy. I mean, he's. I wasn't gonna, I thought that I wasn't gonna like him, and I ended up fucking just loving this dude. I mean, he's so fucking cool.
That guy, we have a history with that guy. That guy's probably one of the reasons. Him and Barczyk, that's why they'll be the first two we always say are the reasons why we are where we are and who we are.
And Miguel, like honestly, I take a lot of shit from Miguel, but I love that guy like he's family. So he's amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely him and Barczyk are two of my two of my favorite people in this whole
Same,
thing.
100%.
All right, favorite band.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, I don't
listen to music anymore. I don't have time for that shit. I'm gonna say Tragically Hip because it's Canadian.
Yeah, it's the hip for sure. I went to university, lived off the hip, so Tragically Hip.
GAY, tragically gay. All right, fuck.
I had to.
All right. I've never heard one Tragically Hip song. All right. Favorite movie.
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Rambo.
Rambo.
Rambo First Blood. When that shit comes on, I will watch that or Hangover. Those are my two movies. The Hangover, I can watch that.
So I like the serial killer movies. That's okay.
You're a serial killer person. Yeah.
All right, fucking Bairos digging deep. All right. All right. Now, if you could fucking kick someone in the nuts and someone in the pussy right now, who would it be?
I would say, so Bairos' ex-girlfriend, not his ex-wife, but his ex-girlfriend, I would definitely kick her in any part I could possibly kick her in. That would
after 10 years?
Chris, I already punched her in the face once, and now I get to kick her. So,
Yeah.
You hold a grudge like Khomeini. Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad, brother. It's so bad. She would run this girl down if she could.
I'm being honest. No bullshit.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's all good. Okay. What about Bairos?
In the balls, I would kick my ex-boss right in the balls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
Oh, all righty. You guys just bringing it down to a personal level? Fucking
100%.
All right, fucking cool. Now, how much cash do you have in your pocket right now?
I have no cash in my pocket. I never have cash, ever.
I've got 175, I believe.
Yeah, I don't even have like a toonie, which you guys don't have there. But
No, it's a $2.
Yeah, I don't have any money.
No, I keep cash. Keri likes to use the cards.
Yeah.
All right, so is it that gay Canadian money that is 100
Yeah,
different colors?
Colorful plastic money. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit goes well for us. When we visit the U.S. shows, I trade money and I make it back on the currency. I was like, do you want a 5 American? I'm like, here, yeah, you can have a 5 Canadian. Look at this funny blue thing. And they take it.
I fucking believe it because I went to Niagara Falls a few years ago.
Nice. Yeah.
And I went to the casino right across the street from the Hilton because the New York side of Niagara Falls is fucking white trash, fucking Pakistani, fucking Indian terrorist, fucking bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But the Canada side is like, oh, it's like a park and fucking all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
And
roses and parks. Yeah.
Seriously, there's such a fucking difference. And
So-
go ahead, Keri.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I got excited there when you said that you came over to Niagara Falls on the Canada side because we're only like, an hour and a bit away from there. So next time that happens, you better let us know because we could like hook up.
We do a
Well,
dinner there.
I'm definitely thinking about doing another gambling trip because I definitely hit big in that casino across the street.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
So-
I need to sit with you then.
I know.
Yeah, so I'll
Shittiest
definitely
one
go there.
ever.
I'll definitely go back there. And when they handed me the colored money, I was like, son of a bitch, look at this cool fucking money. Uh, all right, now, do you guys have anything? I mean, how have you guys dealt with COVID?
So, you know what? We took full advantage, and we just said this to somebody else not too long ago. We actually slowed down our YouTube stuff because it was taking up a lot of our like limited free time that we had. So we went on a bit of a what we call the reset, and we did a lot of family stuff. And not that we could go anywhere, but with kids and their struggles with being away from school and friends, we just did stuff out in the backyard, stuff in the house, little projects because almost everything was closed. So it wasn't like we could go anywhere spectacular, but we just did a lot of family time. And then that's when Keri and I both made the decision, look, we're either going to be miserable and go back to work when this shit's over, or we're going to make a decision financially, quit our fucking jobs and go look for new stuff. So we both quit our jobs. We both lived the dream, if you want to call it, for a couple of months where there was no pressure of work. It was, we were going to find jobs when the right job came about, and the two right jobs came about, and we dealt with it. We got a lot of stuff done here. We hung around with the kids, and really, like you said, it wasn't the worst thing for us. And I don't want to sound disrespectful to anybody who struggled during COVID or had some, bad repercussions from it, but we made the best of a really shitty situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, most of these python breeders down here are fucking crushing it in COVID.
Dude, we sold out of our stock. Thank
Yeah.
God we hit clutches this year, because the first 2 months we sold every available snake we had, and Reptichip sold out. I have never moved so much Reptichip as during this pandemic. It came to a point where, and I know it was announced everywhere, so everybody knows that Reptichip was backlogged due to shutdowns, in production.
Right.
We were waiting for weeks, and then as soon as JT got his hands on a skid, he sent it out to us, and he was like, I know you need to fill your Canadian orders. And we were like, dude, it was backed up, and now we're just pumping the shit out of here. Like it's going.
Yeah, it's been actually, like, on that end of things, it was great. And yeah, I think for us, just because we were like super crazy freaking busy leading up to everything, like Bairos said, it to be at home, it was kind of nice just to have a little bit of time just to freaking take a step back and breathe a little bit and figure our shit out. So I mean, it's been okay. It's been hard for the kids and shit like that, and obviously being out of work for like 4 months, but overall, like, it wasn't it's been all right.
And there was a lot more sex, Chris. A lot more sex.
A lot more sex, huh?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I guess you just decided now to wrap it up and fucking be like, all right, we could have a lot more sex without having a lot more kids.
Yeah. Dude. Like, we took care of that.
I took care of that problem the same time I bought the Harley. I vowed that at the age of 40, there was two things I was going to do: ride a Harley and make sure I wasn't going to ever have kids.
Yep. Fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna wrap things up here, but do you guys have anything that you want to promote? Like, how do people get in touch with you?
So our social media stuff, Instagram and Facebook, is KB Reptiles 24. The YouTube channel is about to kick off again in September, so you can catch us on YouTube, of course. If you're looking for Reptichip in Canada, I know there's a lot of Canadian people who listen to this, because a few people messaged us to say, hey, I heard you're going to be on the show. So we're taking care of Reptichip in Canada at Reptichip Canada, Instagram and Facebook. Then we do easy hatch trays. We do some snake hook stuff and everything.
Get hooked snake hooks.
Yeah, get hooked snake hooks we deal with. So we have their hooks. I'm looking at them right now in our living room.
Who doesn't have snake hooks?
Who doesn't have snake hooks in their living room? Like, that's the most common thing in the world. But yeah, reach us out for anything, questions, concerns. You want to talk? We're here.
Yeah.
Now, I just have one more ball busting question. KB Reptiles 24. Why?
Okay. You know what? Okay. So here's what happened.
And this is honest truth.
So we're KB Reptiles, and I had actually started, I think it was an Instagram page. It was just KB Reptiles. And then I couldn't friggin' like log back in. It's like something happened to it, and I could not get back into this friggin' thing. So we added the 24. Our street address is 24.
Why?
And we literally,
Why would you tell people that?
But they
well,
don't know
not
the
the street
street
name,
Not the
just
street
the
name.
number, just the
Just the
number.
number, yeah.
It's just the number. It is 24. And you know what? It's one of those things like when we literally started this, we were like, oh, fuck it. Like KB Reptiles, blah, blah, blah. Like we never thought we'd have the awesome opportunity to like meet some of the like freaking Miguel and be friends with Barcheck and shit like this. We were like, we didn't expect any of this. And now it's like, it is what it is. And we're like, oh, fuck. Now we're stuck with this
Yeah,
shit.
we're not changing
Now
it
we're
anymore.
stuck with it, but it is what it is. So that's why the 24 is tagged on, because I couldn't remember how to get into the fucking thing. And now it's 24.
Yeah, there's technology in a heartbeat for it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, guys, on a serious note, thanks for fucking staying up late and doing this. I appreciate it.
Oh,
No, you know what? Thank
honestly,
you for
and
your
thanks for your
patience.
patience, because
Yeah.
as you know, I got into a freaking car accident this week, and then last night we were supposed to do this, and then my family showed up. So thank you for your patience, and
Yeah.
honestly, thank you for having us.
And
we
this
really
was a
appreciate it.
treat for us, man, because like I said, we've seen your name since we started off in this, and
And
it was nice to be,
us.
part of this and just be us and talk
Whatever.
normal, legit.
Yeah, that's the way we like to do it here.
Yeah.
But seriously, man, fucking thank you. You guys are fucking good people, and
Thank you.
you guys are giving me hope that this isn't as shitty as I think it is. So,
Yeah.
all right.
We hope not.
But fucking get on it. Fucking what is it? 11 o'clock. Fucking get into that bedroom and fucking knock it out of the park, Bairos. All right.
Yeah, no more babies. We're good.
All right, good.
We're gonna make the same dream happen.
Fucking awesome, guys. Take it easy and have a great rest of the night. Okay.
Yeah, you too, Chris.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Chris.
much.
All right.
Yeah,
Take
you
it
too.
easy.
brother.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Man, just fucking, just great people. I really am excelling at having great people on this show, and none of you, you fuck ups that are actually listening to this show. Bairos and Keri, or Bairos. I've been calling them Bairos all the time. I think that's a cooler name, but Bairos and Keri. I just want to thank you guys for coming on the show again, and I do want to say this. I want to close out the show with this. You fucking YouTube guys, man, clean your fucking room before you go live and interview people. Holy fucking shit! It never fucking sinks in, man. And you guys wonder why you only have 65 fucking views per episode. Paint a wall in your fucking trailer, Christ. I will give a shout out to the Trap Talk YouTube channel with that MJ guy. He's doing it right. He's totally like a professional dude. He got a professional look to the whole interview segment and podcast. He actually has cleanliness behind him. He's a little too excited a lot of the time, but if that's the worst thing about him, he's still doing great, and he's doing it right. White trash YouTube snake wannabes, be like that MJ guy from Trap Talk. All right, bitches. I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and oh shit. Okay, special thanks goes out to Joshua Strange, who was the first guy to actually send me a shirt out of nowhere and not make me pay for it. Now, he wasn't one of those guys who's like, hey, Chris, we got some shirts. If you want to buy them, you could fucking buy them. Man, fuck you people, man. What the fuck? Joshua Strange, fucking Strange Creations, class fucking act. Okay, we got to have him on the show. I mean, fucking badass shirt, badass logo. It's white, so it makes me look like even more of a fat bastard than I am. But big shout out to Strange Creations for hooking me up. Also, Corey Gonzalez. I was gonna say Gonzalez, but it's actually Gonzalez. How do you fucking say it? Corey? Some kind of Spanish name? No. Corey Gonzalez from Seagon's Reptiles. He designed a shirt for JT in Austin, and that came in this week. So thanks to Seagon's Reptiles again. I think another run of these shirts are being done with all the proceedings going to JT and Schmauston down there in Texas. And just so you guys remember and realize this, the auctions are still going on and donations are still being accepted. So get your asses over to the Facebook auction page for them and give what you can, man. You got to help them rebuild because they're two of the nicest dudes in the industry. And rep the chip and on the ball. Fucking pillars in the fucking community, guys. Fucking just get with it, man. Give what you can. I'll see you next time, guys. Everyone talks their own shit about what kind of racks you should buy. Metal racks are great, but everyone doesn't want a goddamn 7-foot high, 6-foot wide metal rack in their fucking house. That's a 2 refrigerator footprint. 2 fucking refrigerators, man. Sea Serpents makes insane quality racks that can fit anywhere. They're stackable PVC racks that are living room friendly. They're shipped fully assembled with heat tape already installed. Just plug it into a thermostat and you're ready to go. We've been doing this for years now and have purchased over 20 Sea Serpent racks before they ever became a sponsor. We were fans of the fucking racks. And we basically have a wall of Sea Serpents over at the shop. They also make hotbox incubators. Go to seaserpents.com and check out their incredible selection of PVC racks and tell Chris Nettles in your initial email or call that the Fat Man sent you.